Hello. Today we're going to talk about the top cancer-fighting foods that can help stop cancer. But before we get to those, we need to understand what cancer likes. If we want to stop cancer, we need to know what feeds it. The main thing that feeds cancer is glucose, and there's something called the Warburg effect, which we'll go over later. There's also chronic inflammation, carcinogens, chemicals, and other substances that can damage cells and turn them into cancer cells. Plus, a lot of oxidative stress can create the kind of environment where cancer grows. And when our immune system is weak, we can't fight cancer as well. Normally, some cells can go wrong, but if the immune system is working properly, it can clean those up. But if the immune system isn't working, cancer can take over. Now, the most important thing to know is that when people talk about cancer-fighting foods, they often think there's a magic pill. They expect to find a special food that will go in and clean out all the bad stuff. But it's not like that. First, we need to realize what causes cancer, and if we don't stop those causes, nothing else will help. So the first step is to avoid the things that give cancer an advantage. Then, we need to find good foods that can help the body, boost the immune system, and maybe help fight back against some of these harmful factors. The Warburg effect shows that cancer cells like glucose. They're different from healthy cells, even though they come from our own body. In this change, they now use different fuel. There are two main ways cells make energy: glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation, often called OXPHOS. OXPHOS is how we make ADP from ADP. Glycolysis happens without oxygen, while OXPHOS needs oxygen. There are two types of fuel, glucose and fat. Fat can only enter the OXPHOS pathway when oxygen is present, but glucose can go either way. A healthy cell usually uses OXPHOS because oxygen is normally available. When there's no oxygen, a healthy cell can use glycolysis, but not as much. Cancer cells, however, mainly use glycolysis. It's their favorite way to make energy. Even if a cell can use oxygen and do oxidative phosphorylation, it may still prefer glycolysis. A healthy cell usually uses oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation is more efficient because it produces more energy. But glycolysis can produce energy faster, and that's what cancer cells like. Cancer cells are not normal. They act out of control and try to grow as fast as possible, which is why they favor glycolysis. If we keep giving the body a lot of glucose and have high blood sugar all the time, we're feeding cancer cells their preferred fuel, which helps them grow quickly. The more aggressive a cancer is, the more glucose it tends to use. This is one reason imaging tests can sometimes identify cancer activity by tracking glucose uptake in different tissues. Understanding the Warburg effect helps explain why some people focus on lower carbohydrate eating patterns. Foods like avocado, leafy greens, non-starchy vegetables, extra virgin olive oil, butter, and coconut oil contain fats and generally have less impact on blood sugar. Other examples include meat, fish, and chicken. Many people prefer natural sources such as grass-fed meat, wild-caught fish, and pasture-raised chicken when available. Nuts and seeds are also relatively low in carbohydrates and contain fiber. Mushrooms are another example. It's important to realize that these aren't the only foods that matter. We need to understand what these foods have in common and realize there are many other similar foods. In general, whole, minimally processed foods are often preferred as part of a healthy eating pattern. Many of these foods may also help support overall health, including immune function, metabolic health, and normal inflammatory responses. Since inflammation plays a role in many chronic diseases, including cancer, people often focus on foods that help support a healthy inflammatory balance. Examples include garlic, turmeric, and ginger, which contain naturally occurring compounds that have been studied for their biological effects. Berries contain anthocyanins, while fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, and dark chocolate contains flavonoids. Extra virgin olive oil and olives contain compounds such as oleocanthal. These are only a few examples. Many whole foods contain beneficial compounds that contribute to overall health. The key lesson is to learn what real, minimally processed food looks like and make it a regular part of your diet. No single food can prevent or cure cancer by itself. However, healthy eating habits, combined with regular medical care and a healthy lifestyle, can support long-term well-being. If you like this video, you're going to enjoy the next one. And if you want to better understand how your body works and take control of your health, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and enable notifications so you never miss an important video.